Welcome to Plot of Veg. I'm in my kitchen today planting some seeds. It's February, beginning of February, so these are seeds that are going to sit in my little grow house that I showed you last episode, probably for at least a month until they can kind of go out March. So I have planted, most of these are going to be cool weather crops like broccoli, cauliflower, things like that, lettuce. I have planted my chilies already though. Shall I show you? Because I've got one little coming up. I only planted these a week ago, but I don't know if you can see that on the camera. There is one tiny little chili just coming up. Can you see it? There? Yeah, just about. Which was that? The hot lemon chili. It's quite exciting. I don't do loads of chilies as a rule because, oh sorry, I should show you, these are just on a propagator on my windowsill. This is a heated propagator here. It sits on the windowsill and I've got an extra piece of plastic there to protect them from the cold of the window, and they've just got some little hats on to keep them extra warm. That keeps them at a certain heat. It seems to be working okay. I was a bit worried it'd be like slightly too low temperature for chilies, but it seems to be working. I've got one coming up. I did also try a trick that I saw on the dog on the plot, which was soaking them for 12 hours in chamomile tea. So we'll see whether that really works. I mean, we've got one come up, but I only did plant them about a week ago, so there's not really I can't make any conclusions yet. Anyway, chilies are in. I've done those because they will sit in here in the house probably until April, May, I would have thought, at which point I'll start sort of moving them out into the grow house. But because they grow very slowly and they're quite small plants, I've got enough space in the house for them to be. I also planted, excuse the leaf, some broad bean plants, which are just coming up, broad bean seeds. I haven't planted that many because I haven't got a huge amount of space at the moment, and I'm going to try and succession sow them. So, yes, these were also the testers for my compost mix. I like it. It's not clumping, it's staying nice and I want to say breakable, but that's not what I mean, crumbly as it gets wet and as it dries out. I think it's pretty good actually. I'm hoping they'll have a little bit more nutrients than just straight cocoa coir. So, my little bean seeds, I'm very happy. It's so nice to see the little seeds coming through, isn't it? I just really love it. Especially the bean seeds can come through really big, juicy looking. It's really cool. Anyway, on to planting. So I have my little trays I got these from Asda last year, I think they've survived another year. And I've got some more of the compost mix I made before, which I'm going to use again because it seemed to work. This is about 50% cocoa coir and 50% compost and perlite. So yeah, it's not a bad mix. I think it's going to work. Oh, I need to get some, so I'm just going to smooth it into this is really scientific, isn't it? Smooth it down there into my little cells. I've seen people do this before where they go like this. That's pretty cool, right? Oh yeah, that works quite nicely. So sorry, I've just changed the angle slightly so you can see what I'm doing a bit easier. See my little tray. So first I'm going to start with some salady things. I've got lettuce winter density, which I have grown before. It's really nice. It does pretty well in the cold, doesn't really mind it. It's tasty, I like it. It's quite crunchy. I've got some salad rocket to do, which I've heard when I've grown it before, it's been too peppery. I've heard that it's better when you do it in the winter, when it's colder climate. So I'm going to try that, see what happens, because I do quite like rocket. Rocket salad with steak. Ooh, it's very good. Quite fancy that. And then I've got two that came in. I tried this monthly subscription thing from Urban Herbs. I don't know if you've heard of them. They're a UK company that do specialise in herbs, but they're quite sort of unusual flavours, foodie kind of things. So they do a monthly subscription, seed subscription. Obviously, I do not need more seeds, but I've done it anyway. Because why not? What makes you happy, right? And I think I need a bit more help in the sort of off season, so February, March time. So I've got, sorry, January, February time. So I'm going to do it for 2 months and see what I get. And then I'll maybe try again in October if I want it. But I've got lettuce, that lettuce, Copacabana, I think. And I'm going to do those all in this one little 12x4. So I'm just going to put a couple of seeds in each one and then sprinkle some over. What we need to do first, we need to label our seeds because otherwise badness will happen. Just aiming for like a couple of seeds, 2 or 3 seeds in each really. I like to see generally germinate pretty well. There's lots of seeds in the bottom here. What I'm trying not to do is get the seeds in other places because otherwise I just get random lettuce. I don't know what they are. I like to know what I've got. Okay, so I've got some little seeds in there. So you've got some little lettuce seeds in there, all going. That's about what I'm aiming for. I'll try to do the other ones now. So I've got into density. You get so many seeds of lettuce back. It's like enough to feed a whole entire town with lettuce, really. I do like lettuce, but you know, there's only so much lettuce one really wants to eat at a time. So, well, this is the plan for this year, isn't it? To do a bit more succession sowing. Okay, and then we've got rocket. Oh, have I got some seeds in there? Oh no, I think that might just be perlite. Okay, it's just perlite. Oh! See, the rocket seeds are different. They're more like brassica seeds, aren't they? That's interesting. I'd forgotten what they look like. I'm just doing a little pinch. I'm going to show you now. You can see I've just got a tiny little pinch in each of the seeds things. I'm going to fill it over with as little compost as possible, just like a scattering of compost that covers it. Just making sure all the seeds are covered. And then I'm going to get my tray again. And then I'm just going to press it down so that all the seeds are nice and firmed in. You want to make sure that the compost is in contact with your seeds. So that's what you're doing when you're sort of firming it down like that. There we go. So that is lettuce. I'm going to water them when I get back to when they're in place in my grow house because it just means they're slightly less wet. You know, when I'm trying to move them. Okay, you can see this is why I put down some cardboard on my lovely table to protect it. The reason I did all the salad crops together because they're all going to be things I plant out here probably in the house so that I can kind of pick a few leaves and use it immediately, like put it in my lunches for work things. But I've got some other brassica type things that I'm going to plant that are going to need to get a bit bigger before they go out and because the slugs will look at them and then just go down the allotments. So let's see what I've got here. How many cabbages do you want? That's the thing. We might try and put, so I've got cabbage winterjaw, which is another one from the Urban Herbs seed subscription. Quite exciting. Say something about them. You do get a decent number of seeds in each pack. I've got Brussels sprouts, which you don't necessarily need to start now, but I'm starting cauliflower anyway, so it's a similar kind of, that needs a similar amount of help, of support, so I might as well put the Brussels sprouts in at the same time. And I'm going to use celeriac. Yeah, if I do 4 of each of these, 4 Brussels sprout, 4 cauliflower now, because I'll do more cauliflower later on, it's just more succession sowing. 4 Brussels sprouts is probably enough Brussels sprouts for me, really. Oh, seed labels. I've got Clapton F1 cauliflower because it is clubroot resistant, and lovely ex-farmer guy at my allotment tells me that we have got a bit of club root going on, so just trying to put like 3 seeds in each one, I think, because I only really want 1 plant. That should be fine. These seeds are from last year, so I mean it should be still pretty good germination. So I put 3 seeds in each one. I'm pretty much guaranteed to get 4 plants. I'm going to have to be big, strong girl and pull out the weakest seed, which I'm not very good at doing. Brussels sprouts. So, I mean, there's definitely going to be 4 plants, right? If it doesn't, oh, where's the little pack gone? If it doesn't, I'm going to be sad. But it should give us 4 plants. That's what I need, really. And then cabbage winter jewel, which sounds amazing, isn't it? I will plant other cabbages a bit further down. The beauty of this one is it's early. This is good. No. To say Urban Herbs, I hope your thing's good, but your packaging is a little bit hard. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'm not sure when it's going to give me cabbages for this. It might not be until, I probably should have read their instructions, which they definitely did give me, like, a whole load of instructions. They've got videos, like, they've got little videos on each of the seeds, which is really lovely. But I can't remember off the top of my head. Cool. Soil. I can put a little bit more soil on top of these because these seeds are slightly bigger and the plant's slightly more robust. Pop them into my big tray of things here. And what I'm going to do now, I have 3 left, but celeriac and kohlrabi, because how many celeriac do I want to eat? Because they are winter veg that you would be harvesting, like, I guess nowish? I quite like winter veg and harvest about nowish. But, so do I want that many? Do I want that many? Hang on, let's actually read the packets. It's so indoors actually. Temperature of 15 degrees. Oh, okay, yeah, we're definitely going to put them in here then. Cool, okay. We're going to put them in the celeriac in this one, which is a seed tray. Because they're going to need to be indoors. 15 degrees C. And then I'll prick them out into something bigger once they've actually germinated. Because once they've germinated, they generally don't keep quite as much of a high temperature. It's useful when the companies put the temperature required on there. Okay, celeriac. We're going for Iona F1. I don't know. This was not a very particularly conscious choice. I think DT Browns just had it on their £1 seed sale at the end of the last year, so I bought this one because I wanted celeriac. I don't really know much about celeriac, so we shall see. Yeah, it does say so March to April in a frame, but I'm just sowing it a little bit early. Oh gosh, these seeds are so fine. Can you see those are tiny? I thought it said 100 seeds in here, and I was like, whoa, that's a lot. So these seeds are so amazingly fine. Just trying to space them out enough on this compost. I've not done celeriac before. I quite like the taste of it, and it's good in soups. So, I mean, how many celeriac plants do I really need? Probably not that many. It's probably enough on there. You're only supposed to cover it twice the depth of the seed, and frankly, like, that's quite challenging when the seeds are that minuscule. We'll push it down. So I don't really want to move the seeds around too much. So I kind of space them out nicely. You know, there we go, they're pushed down. Hopefully they're actually underneath. Put quite a lot of seeds on there, so I mean, if they don't all germinate, it's not the end of the world. Oh, seed label. Yes, so I'm going to give it a little hat. I don't know if it wants a hat actually, but I'm going to give it a little hat. I'm going to pop it with my chilies. I think what I'm going to do is try and do a bit of succession sowing again and do half of this pack, try half of it kohlrabi. See how we go. Because I can always plant some in a couple of weeks, can't I? So I've got to remember, do I have to have everything in? You can plant something in a couple of weeks or a month. I've got Azul, what does it say? Azul Star, sorry, I haven't pronounced that completely wrong. Azul Star kohlrabi, again, choice based mainly, I think, on it being on the £1 seed sale at DT Browns. They do that like every year. But then a pak choi, I've got this like early variety, which I'm quite excited about, but from the seed subscription from Urban Herbs. The reason I'm quite excited about that is pak choi just does like the colder weather, but it bolts if you're not careful. Being able to sow it a bit earlier is probably like, that's quite good. Dwarf Canton White it's called. Also, dwarf is probably good. If you're trying to sow something early, you don't, you know, I want it to kind of come to maturity quickly. I don't care if it's not got as many leaves, but I quite like a mature plant as early as possible, as quickly as possible, and with as little light as possible. So I suspect that dwarf won't possibly. See, now I haven't got a thing. I'm going to have to use one of the ones I've already stood up to like push it down. It's probably not supposed to do that, but who cares? Right. So again, I'm trying to get a couple, 2 or 3. I really want like 1 plant per thing. So like 2 or 3 seeds is really like loads. And I'll put the rest back in there for later on in the season. Dwarf Canton White. Proper dwarf little seeds. I'm just going to turn around a bit. So these lots of little seedlings now are going to go, sorry, that's my wine. These lot of little seedlings will go into my grow house, where so it's an outdoor, it's in the shed, but I have got a greenhouse heater in there, and there's some bubble wrap and things around to keep it warmer. So I think that's okay. We'll see, won't we, really? It's a bit of a test to see whether I can start things off a bit earlier in February. But if it doesn't work, what I'm going to do is I'll just sow again in March when I know I can do it. So it's not the end of the world. But yes, thank you very much for joining me for a little seed sowing session. Let me know if there's anything I have forgotten to sow or that you're sowing you're really excited about. That'd be interesting. Yeah, thanks very much, and I will see you again soon, hopefully. Bye.